My name is Jamie McDonald. I'm an attorney with McDonald Law Offices. Our firm represents individuals in consumer bankruptcy cases throughout the entire state of Arizona. Today I'm going to discuss who is eligible to file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. A Chapter 13 is a reorganization in which you put together a plan that specifies how you're going to pay your creditors back. You make one payment each month to a court-appointed trustee. That trustee acts as a dispersing agent and pays the creditors for you. To file a Chapter 13, you must complete a credit briefing through an approved credit counseling agency, either on the phone, on the internet, or in person within the 180-day period prior to the Chapter 13 being filed. You must have resided in the state that you're filing in for at least the last 90 days. There are some exceptions, however. For example, if your principal place of business or principal assets have been located in the state for at least 91 out of the last 180 days, you can file. You do not have to wait. You cannot file a Chapter 13 within 180 days after the dismissal of a previous case if that previous case was dismissed because you failed to obey court orders, failed to appear before the court, or you requested dismissal of that previous case following the filing of a motion to lift the bankruptcy stay by one of your creditors. Although you are not prohibited from filing a Chapter 13 based on a previous Chapter 7, to receive a discharge in this new Chapter 13 case, you must not have received a discharge in a previous Chapter 7 case that had been filed within the last 4 years. Similarly, you are not prohibited from filing a Chapter 13 case following the filing of a previous Chapter 13 case unless you wait at least 2 years from the filing of that previous Chapter 13 case. In addition, to file a Chapter 13, you must have sufficient regular income to be able to pay your everyday monthly living expenses, your rent or mortgage payment that comes due after filing, your utilities, groceries, insurance, clothing, things like that, your everyday monthly living expenses, plus have enough left over to make a payment to the trustee to cover the debts that you must pay through the plan. For example, if you have mortgage arrears of $5,000, the plan funding must be sufficient to be able to cover that $5,000. If you have a vehicle loan and you want to keep the vehicle, that loan must be paid through the plan. You must have sufficient disposable income to be able to cover that as well. Also, if you have priority tax debts or child support or spousal support arrears that must be paid through the plan, your disposable income must be sufficient to be able to cover all those debts, to be able to pay that plan payment to the trustee so that trustee can pay those debts for you. There are also what are considered called debt limits, Chapter 13 debt limits. For example, if you want to file a Chapter 13, your unsecured debts must be less than $383,175. Your secured debts must be less than $1,149,525. And finally, to file a Chapter 13, you cannot be a corporation, partnership, stockbroker, or commodity broker. If you have any questions whether you may be eligible to file a Chapter 13, please give McDonald Law Offices a call. You can reach us at 480-968-3100.